Tonight on Fox 10 Investigates, a Valley man facing federal charges for his alleged involvement in a romance scam.
He's accused of defrauding victims for millions of dollars, and there could be other victims out there. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum breaks down the case, and he joins us live now in the studio. Justin.
You may think to yourself, that could never happen to me. Why would anyone give away hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to a complete stranger? But the truth is, in 2021 alone, romance scam victims reported about $1 billion in losses, according to the FBI. Our research into the love con leads us to this man. Hey, are you Kingsley?
Yes.
Hey, Kingsley, I'm Justin Lum with Fox 10 News. Can we talk to you about your recent case regarding these romance scam victims?
No, absolutely not.
Are you sure? We just want to get your side of the story, Kingsley. Meet Kingsley Ibhadore, indicted last October on several federal charges, including conspiracy, transactional money laundering, and false use of a passport. The U.S. Secret Service investigated Ibhadore. They say he received almost $3 million in a romance scheme.
That's a fairly substantial number.
Scott Windish, acting special agent in charge for the Phoenix field office.
Kingsley Ibhadore is alleged through the indictment to establish some bank accounts using various names, received money, would then immediately withdraw that money and forward it on to other accounts in different countries.
Ibhadore immigrated to the U.S. from Nigeria in 2016. Between 2018 and 2019, court documents say he opened 24 bank accounts through Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, and BBVA Compass, using different aliases and fake passports. For example, Barry Boye, Celestin Chaik, Simone Daikite, and Celestin Emmanuel. The indictment reveals romance scam victims sent Ibhadore checks payable to those names. Investigators say he deposited the checks, some amounts as much as $100,000, before withdrawing cash and transferring funds to accounts in Turkey and Nigeria. Windish believes Ibhadore is part of a larger conspiracy with more potential victims out there.
There are $2.95 million. Each victim did not lose $300,000. You know, some were only 30, some were 60, some were 100 or 200,000.
Online dating can be a digital fantasy land, but as people look for love and venture into the unknown, hoping to find their soulmate, they can be fooled by a catfish. One source tells me Kingsley Ibhadore used Match.com and OurTime.com to find an older demographic.
They're being preyed upon. They're desperate. They are either widowed, widower, they're lonely, and finally found someone who gives them positive attention.
So what's the strategy on the other side of the screen? To get insight, we get set up with Chris, a self-proclaimed reformed romance scammer. He video chats with me from Nigeria, telling me how he's conned unsuspecting people. You have a checklist. You're looking for a woman who's, what, in their 50s, 60s?
Yeah.
They're lonely.
Yeah.
They want attention.
They want, yeah.
Hours of attention.
I will spend hours on our first conversation, you know. We can talk for like 5, 6, 7 hours.
Once a relationship is established, Chris says that's when to capitalize.
If I'm going to ask for money, the first thing I will ask for is my internet connection, you know. Maybe the first time I get $300.
What's the most you've ever gotten?
$15,000 at once.
Chris says he couldn't keep up the act.
I felt this kind of guilty conscience, you know. I'm a new man. And I just felt like I would not want someone to do this to my mom. My kids doesn't even talk to her anymore because of me.
Some victims are never romanced at all, instead used for their image and likeness.
And it wasn't until I saw my image pop up that said military dating singles that things really started taking off in the wrong direction.
Kayla Manthe is in the military, but she's not online dating. For the past 6 years, she's had to flag fake accounts like these, countless profiles with her photos.
I think that they're absolute cowards for even using my images and not having any remorse to it at all.
catfishing victims who somehow find her.
Boyfriends, girlfriends, it was all over the place. And it was people who were very upset and angry because they'd been scammed out of hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars.
Trying to explain she has no involvement is exhausting, but what's even more concerning?
When my mom said that people were contacting her and, driving by or showing up, that's when I started to get really nervous.
Manthe wants people to look out for red flags in the romance.
What does the grammar look like? We're in an age of technology. Can this person FaceTime? Have you had a conversation? And if it doesn't seem right, it's probably not right.
Can we talk to you about your recent case regarding these romance scam victims?
Oh, no.
As for Kingsley Ibhadore, his trial is set for this April. His release conditions say his location must be monitored as well as his internet activity. Investigators believe the indictment is a major hit to the web he's believed to be linked to.
You might have someone at the very top that's conducting the scheme, whether it's Kingsley or not, to take away any part of any criminal enterprise. The top to the middle, they have to then find a way to fill that void.
And here's what you can do to prevent being catfished and scammed. Socialcatfish.com helps you do a reverse image search to verify online identities. Here are the top 3 signs you're being catfished. They seem too good to be true. They fall in love without having never met you. And of course, they're asking for money or gift cards.
We've seen a lot of this, and a lot of this out of Nigeria, right?
Yeah, well, you have one suspect right now facing federal charges, and then you have the reform scammer who spoke to us from Nigeria. So it is appears to be a common thing here. And one thing that authorities want people to do is speak to your loved ones, your older relatives, who may not know what they're being involved in and who they're speaking to, and kind of, find out who they're talking to, those deeper conversations to see where these red flags are.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that that young girl, her image, her likeness is just out there and at random, kind of her pictures just being used. I mean, it's crazy to think about. There could be more of this going on.
Yeah, you look at social media, how it's blown up, people that are public figures, they have a huge following, they have platforms, and just like that, people can take your photos, create a profile very similar, and use that to be a catfish. So it is scary.
Yeah, it's a good warning.
Wow.
It's a good warning.
Okay.
Justin, thank you.